as you'd expect, police prepared for protest against.
Yeah, I'm editing. It's a shame they cut away from that. I'm editing. I'm also keeping an eye on the ADSB. Let me just refresh the screen. Okay, that'll have to do. It's not something you see every day, is it? I've been sort of leaving this running in the background whilst I've been editing for the last, I don't know, a couple of hours actually. Just watching Air Force One approaching the United Kingdom there. And there it is on the television. And there he is in the air. What time is it? Yeah, there we go. Time check.
President, you might say. Some people absolutely love him. You can see there some Trump flags on the left of the frame. Clearly a lot of people there very pleased to have the President of the United States back in Scotland. But we do also know that there are a lot of protests planned in Scotland as well. So this will be a very eventful visit, as well as playing golf. The President is going to have some high-level meetings. He's going to be meeting with the British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer, the First Minister of Scotland, and also the civil delight from the EU. But I should just introduce who I'm meeting now.
As plane spotters gather, yeah. There's at least one Trump supporter there. So I'm quite surprised about. I wonder where he got his flag from in this country. Got to be an American, isn't it? He's wearing a red hat and everything. Right, back to the ADSB. What's interesting here, this aircraft, every now and again, it sort of seems to disappear from the, it was showing Air Force One, AF-1 earlier on, but it's not showing that now. It's empty call sign it's showing now. And what is also interesting, there seems to be not only that one, which I think is the one that he's on, Air Force One, but there's a secondary aircraft here. If I click on that, it's showing that up there, and it's taking exactly the same track, but a distance behind, but not very far behind. So that's rather interesting, isn't it?
It is not about politics, it's about justice. The man who is on board.
You just said more excitement about the aircraft than the man. I think that sums it up, yeah. You'd rather you wasn't on it, quite frankly. It's very close. It's very close to landing now. So where's the airport? Just there, and it's down here, so it'd be interesting to see it live on the television as I'm watching the track here. And the other aircraft is still kind of shadowing its same route there. There it is. It's way on behind. I wonder who's on that one.
Donald Trump, of course, has genuine links with Scotland. His mom from the Isle of Lewis, so Donald Trump is, in fact, half Scottish.
Okay, thank you so much there, Ben Phillips. Apologies for the quality of that line at Glasgow Prestwick Airport, but as we heard from Ben there, crowds gathering at Glasgow's airport. Some very excited to see Donald Trump, the US President.
Hello, Bear. You come to join me, haven't you? Yeah, we got to see this out now, haven't we? We've been following it for so long. We got to see it land on the telly.
Well, from what Ben was saying, Air Force One could land in Glasgow in under 30 minutes, and that will be the beginnings. The golf club behind me, known as Trump Turnberry, he's owned that for a decade or so, and he's here because he wants to officially open another golf
showing
club
on the television.
on the east coast
They got something
of
inside there.
Scotland, in Aberdeenshire, in Meaney. So he's going to be going there next week, dedicating that golf course indeed to his late mother. So we will, of course, continue to bring you all the pictures, and we will hopefully catch sight of Air Force One in the sky as it's about to land. I think we can just see it through the clouds there. And of course, the president here on what's been described as a private visit. You're watching BBC News.
That's got a really, really bad connection.
These live pictures that are coming to us.
Keeps on freezing and cutting out here.
Airport, where Air Force One is approaching. I'm joined by Brian Taylor, formerly of the BBC, long-time journalist here in Scotland, now a commentator for the Herald newspaper. Brian, we can see there Air Force One over the skies of Scotland. Another visit, of course, for a man who has long-standing links to the country.
Very substantial links, as was mentioned a few minutes ago. He is half Scots. His mother, Mary MacLeod, was from Lewis. She was a Gaelic speaker, a native Scots Gaelic speaker. He stresses his huge ties with Scotland. I'm not entirely sure about that. I'm slightly leery about that. I'm not sure that it works out.
The cameraman just gave up the case.
An affection for mother's birth, but politicians
that's more like
on the hard end of business say that it doesn't necessarily translate into a particularly affectionate approach to Scotland. But I'm sure that the Prime Minister, when he meets Donald Trump after he touches down and gets the opportunity to see Turnberry Resort, I'm sure the Prime Minister will seek to build upon the so-called, the self-styled special relationship between the UK and the US, something that Donald Trump himself would say still exists. And I'm sure that John Swinney, the First Minister, will attempt to build upon what perhaps an extra special relationship between the current President and Scotland. But as I say, I'd be cautious about that one. I'd be cautious
There's
about
a MAGA hat getting in the way.
I think President Trump will given that his slogan is "Make America Great Again," I'm sure he'll be keen to pursue American interests while stressing his admiration for the country of his mother's birth.
Indeed, Brian. We're just going to pause for a second just to take in the moment.
Well, there we go.
But Air Force One has now touched onto Scottish soil. President Trump there.
So where's the other one? What's that up to? It's flying exactly the same track. Look at that.
Visits that he's going to be making this year.
Let's actually click on that one. There we go.
Business being, of course,
Get the right data up on the screen here.
And of course, he's going to be meeting, as Brian was saying there, the Scottish First Minister John Swinney, the British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer, and the head of the
who's on that one?
Those last two meetings all focused on getting negotiations and conversations around.
Okay, enough of this. Enough of this.
Of course, the US and the UK already having an agreement, but Mr. Starmer and Mr. Trump say that they're going to meet to refine. Honestly, I remember came to Turnberry just after Brexit. Just tell us about that visit, because that was one that was seen as quite a significant moment. It was before, of course, he was president.
Yes, indeed. Well, it was July 2018, as I recall. I think he came as president at the time, but he did come subsequent to that while he was out of office. I covered the July 2018 event, staying in a rented house right next to the Turnberry Resort. It was a remarkable occasion because on that occasion as well, it was a private visit primarily.
Definitely, enough.
There were long periods of
some great shots of the aircraft.
We observed what little was going on, followed by dramatic moments of.
And says hello to Scotland and, of course, to the United Kingdom. Let's see if we can have a listen in. And we understand that as well as Ian Murray, the Scottish Secretary, he's also going to be greeted by Warren Stevens, the US Ambassador to the Court of St James. There, you can see them there. On the right is the Scottish Secretary there, Ian Murray. as Ben was saying there. Let's have a listen.
Our ambassador to Scotland, and it's great to be in Scotland. We are going to be meeting with the Prime Minister, I guess tomorrow, a little bit tomorrow and the next day. And we're going to do some great things. Yeah, buttons. What?
Moron.